and I've still got... Do you know when you got that red thing that goes round on OBS? I've still got that hanging around there. But yo, people, and welcome back to another 3 Men and a Vape show. It is Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Big shout out to the Devil Vapor for his cheeky bum wanks. It's always nice for him to send them across. We have got our normal casters as well, the wonderful Salford and the Flat Cap Vapor. And we have got our very special guest, Richard from the Ohm Show. I always say Vaping Vic, but it isn't. It's Vaping V1CK.
Yeah, V1CK. Some people say Vic. I'm easy.
I've always said Vic.
I think that's why so many people just call me Richard now. Just to avoid that.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, brother. I do appreciate it. You've been keeping all right?
Yeah, good, yeah. Well, stuck in the house with 2 kids, 24/7. I mean, things have been better. But no, it's fine. It's fine.
And your kids are pretty young as well, aren't they?
Yeah, 3 and 6.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that boat.
3's she's lovely. 6 is lovely, but 3's hard. 3's hard work. Any little thing, you know.
See, my house is just like some sort of like Friends episode because mine are a little bit older, so they're all falling out. There's all problems and EastEnders every 5 seconds. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Let's go over to the wonderful Salford. What sort of mood are you in this week, brother?
I'm in a lovely mood. I'm stopping being the grumpy old man because nobody likes it, and I don't know why. I'm fine. I'm lovely. I'm all love and kisses today.
Oh, I don't know about kisses. Keep the kisses, David.
He's had a shave and a shower, though.
I have had a shave and a shower.
Do you know what? I knew we were in a good mood because first thing he said to me, I can't get any Guinness for me Friday night show.
Yeah. That's the only thing I was worried about.
They've announced that they are opening them, though. They're opening the liquor shops, aren't they?
Are they?
I have a problem, Richard. I'm agoraphobic.
Oh. Home delivery? Oh, you can't get home delivery quick enough?
No, not until after the 14th of April, anyway.
It's terrible, isn't it? Big shout out to my mate out there, Paul McCartney. Sending my big love to you, bro. I love you so much, mate. I hope you're all right. Big pat on the back, bro. Love you loads. Yeah, so right over to Flat Cap. Mate, I tell you what, I just want to say that thing where you've got like 2 of you looked absolutely fantastic. I really do like it, mate.
That's what this self-isolation is doing to me. Resorted to cloning myself. Yeah. What can I do tonight? I'll tell you what, I'll clone myself. Yeah. Just a bit of fun. People like him more than me, that's the trouble.
Do they? He's a bit better looking on one side.
Yeah, people said they like the grumpy Flat Cap, so
Flat Cap, you wouldn't do me a massive favour, would you? And just do a couple of shout outs in the chat for me, would you?
Yeah, we'll start right at the top. Matt Chandler, how you doing? Hope you're well. Stuart Ayrton, DE's in chat. Hello, mate. How you doing? Neil Hart. Oh, this is where all the CBWs come in. Gary, Big, Stuart, Ian above the clouds. How you doing, buddy? Will L, Tarmac, we're going to call him. Mark J, Fee. Hello, Fee. Ray Vickery. How you doing? Mark and M, as always. Lovely to see you. Pav G's in the house. Hope you're doing well, Pav. Dion 78. How you doing, mate? Jackie McCutcheon. How are you? Mr. Devil Vapors in. Deans. Hello, buddy. Kevin K, how you doing? Rajan, is it Rajan?
Rajan, I think.
Rajan, I'm going with Rajan. Apologies if that's wrong.
Lovely person.
Yeah. Of course, Mr. Paul McCartney, you said hello to him. Miss him. Mick Blizzard, Jenny Sins in chat. Hello, Jenny. Jenny got a shout out from Bogan the other day. Yesterday, I think it was today actually. She got a little shout.
Did she?
From Bogan himself. So I think she's
lovely, Jenny. She's lovely, Jenny.
Yeah. Have I missed anyone? Gary Biggs, hello. LCL90. I think if I've missed you, I'm very sorry. I think that's everyone. Yeah.
Well,
hello, thanks for joining us.
See, we didn't do that the last couple of weeks. We've sort of like neglected our chat, which we're sorry about that, people. So let's do like we normally do. Do a quick run round what you're vaping on, what you're on. We'll go for Salford like normal. What you on, brother?
As usual, I've got the Adept with his Slide, Gaz's favourite tank, and I've got the silver one on today, Gaz. Just for you.
You got more than one?
I've got more than one, yeah. With my own tobacco in, of course. I've got the topside light with the dead goat on top.
That were a deep pull.
Yeah. I like a deep pull. That's that Decadent Vapors lemon puff in that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And of course, because we got Richard on, I had to go in the cupboard and get the Saviour out, of course, and put me on.
The saver.
I do like this actually, half an hour.
I've still got mine.
How long ago was that released? A couple of years ago?
I think it's about 15 months, 16 months.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think so, yeah.
And that is that for me, believe it or not, because I've ran out of juice for me mech that I had in it, and I haven't rewicked it because I'm a lazy bugger.
I was going to rewick something else, but I didn't. We'll go over to the wonderful flat cap.
Org Vape Druga. I still love this little thing. Absolutely still love this thing. Use it all the time. I stole it back off my brother. I've got some Riot Squad. Which one is it? Exotic Fruit Frenzy. Stole that off him as well. You love that. I love that Druga. That's a great little thing, that is. Anyway, carrying on. My little daily beta, the Dyadic with profile 1.5 on top. And I've got my Dark Stars Code Red in that, as always. And lastly, I kept forgetting I've got some of these vape punks sitting around. So this is the Trapple from Bobo, the Vapory. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. So I'm on some of that.
Lovely bloke.
On the 4.2 in the... I've gone blank. Asgard Mini.
It's a sexy mod, that, isn't it?
Oh, I love my 4. This stays on my desk and doesn't go anywhere. I absolutely love it.
You did take it out the other day, though, didn't you?
I did, yeah, that's true. That was a bad day, though, wasn't it? With all the news. Yeah, I needed something to cheer me up. Yeah, but I did kind of like wrap it in a sock and put it in my van, and then like took it out for the day, and then realised in the box you obviously get a little carry case to put it in. But...
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, that's all I'm vaping on this evening.
And over to the wonderful Richard. I'm so glad you're on the show, mate. We've known each other for quite a while. Such a lovely bloke in the vaping industry. What are you vaping on, brother?
Okay, a few things. Well, quite a lot. I've always got loads on this side. So the things on this side are what I really am vaping. So I've got the Squape Enduro.
Ooh.
That's the DTL one, and that's on a Mustang, Friday morning Mustang. I don't know if anyone remembers those. They were like the first people to do, the Coilmaster build station.
Yep.
They were kind of the first guys to do a proper build station. It's a Mustang. It's quite nice.
A sizable mod, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge, but the Enduro's huge, so it kind of works. And it's like the classic Yeehee board.
It's got huge.
What juice is this? It is Daily Vapes Vimto Billions.
Ooh.
I don't know. Just, again, random shelf of juice. Oh, well, actually, I'm sort of testing some juices at the moment, but that's not what's in there. Oh, you've got it as well.
It's not the Vinto, man's the mental mint.
This is what I'm supposed to be reviewing next, but like I say, with kids in the house, I don't know when that's going to be. So that is this. I don't know if you've seen it. The
Origin. It's the Origin.
Yeah, Origin. Is it by Oxford? Or yeah, it's this.
I don't know how you say that. Viox.
It looks like it's been designed by Sony, doesn't it, with that font?
Yeah, it's not a word, is it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oxford.
Am I, bro?
Oh, bro.
I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'll find that out. But you've got one as well. How are you getting on with it?
It's not too bad. I don't think you can push the coils much more than 30 watts.
No.
Because it starts burning, doesn't it?
It's slick though, isn't it? For a first, it's their first proper thing, isn't it?
As well as it's got a round robin, hasn't it? You can't you have to go round to get to your wattage.
Yeah, I don't mind that though for a simple mod.
Yeah.
I
do you
think it's pretty duty.
The coils?
The DTL one's best. 25 watts, I like it.
And the battery for days as well, isn't it?
The battery's stupid. The battery's ridiculous. It's So if people haven't seen it yet, it's an 18650. But it's also, I've noticed. Have you reviewed it yet?
No.
I've noticed that it's kind of a bit fake. The ridiculous battery length. Because have you seen how quickly it goes from full to dropped off?
Yeah, it does go.
It says full for ages, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you're thinking this is amazing, but then in the space of like an hour, it'll go down.
And you can start feeling it as well when you're taking a drag on it. You can feel that it's not hitting there.
Yeah.
They are bringing They didn't send me that out, but I was talking to the bloke who sends it out, Simon, and it's they're bringing a rebuildable section for it as well. Did you get that?
No, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't talk to people. I don't even know they got my address.
Just arrived.
Tinder.
Yeah, that's how I do it. So the final thing, I always have one like proper stock coil thing going on, and that's the Nunchaku 2 with the MVP 5. This is a bit of a daily. It uses the same because it's USB Type C. It's got a massive battery. If the phone's not plugged in, I can just plug it in. Yeah. I like it's kind of like a daily beater.
And if we have a power cut in all this crisis, you've got a decent torch there as well.
It's really handy for the boiler when the boiler packs up.
Has it also got a compass on it?
Yeah, it can tell you what the weather's like and all sorts. Yeah, I've got that mod. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it can tell you what date it isn't.
It always reminds me though, of like a 1950s kitchen.
Yeah. Well, it's a power bank as well. It's a power.
It is retro, super retro.
That's like the creamy color, isn't it? As well.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because it's retro, but it's pre-vaping retro.
Yeah.
So like when you see a retro toaster, they really used to be toasters like that. When you see a retro, there was no e-cigs when this.
Not in that 50s cream, anyway.
No.
It's nice actually something that can actually work as a power bank.
I'm just a very heavy smoker.
The iClear.
The iClear.
By Inikin who did it.
Yeah, that's going back.
They brought that out, and it's supposed to be a power bank as well. You charge your phone from it, but if you did that, you couldn't actually vape anymore. And what we're drinking?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm drinking some random pale ale.
Bit of orange.
Plunged orange. I always start with a bad one. So that's that. That's what I'm on. They're the kind of main three ones.
Again, I'm on the Origin, same as Vic. On that, I've got some, and it's both of them. Daily vapes. I quite like these. I'm going to do a review on these tomorrow, and I start back onto reviewing. £3.98 for 60 mils. I don't think that's too bad at all. This is the Mental Mint. I'm trying to find this. They said it was like a spearmint, but it isn't. It's like a Murray mint. But I have enjoyed it. It's been good, and I've also got that in the Swag 2. I'm really loving that. Again, I wish it were a 21700, but it is really nice. Fits in your hand, lovely. Quite like the tank as well. And then, again, from Vaporesso, which everybody's got, is the Target. And in that, I have got a mixture of 20 milligram Nick salts that I've just mixed all up in a great big vat, and it tastes lovely. I'll never ever get the taste again. And that's roughly me. We've done the buffet. That's really good. We got that bit out of the way. Right then, let's get on to a little bit of tech, and we're going straight over to the flat cap. Tech.
I'll do my best. It's a bit odd at the minute, isn't it? But there's a few things. I'll just start sharing and stop waffling, shall I? Right, Watofo. Hopefully that comes up all right for you, Aidan.
Yep, perfect.
This was released, I think, yesterday, or a bit of information on it. The COG MTO RTA. I've got another little image I could show you guys. But basically, it looks like it's a collaboration between them and Suck My Mod. And there's some main features, which I'll try and show you. How's that? Can you see this here?
Yep.
This is their main features they're telling me. The first one, which we were talking about before the show, weren't we? Gear intake mode. So I don't know if it's got 4, 5, or 6 gears. But no, we were talking about perhaps the airflow is done through some kind of gear method. But,
what do you think, Richard?
Yeah, so this is what they're saying. They're saying it's got a unique air intake, aren't they? But it's hard to tell from those pictures exactly what they mean.
It doesn't say a lot.
I'm slightly worried it's to do with those screws.
Yeah.
So what you take it out and then re-put in a different chamber in it?
Yeah, they're saying it's never been done before though, and if it is those screws, that has.
Yeah, it has been done.
But yeah, it's. I think that picture leaves more questions than answers, doesn't it? Because it doesn't quite show where the air's going to come from.
Yeah,
so it's coming from the side, obviously, but then what happens? It's literally a gap all the way around, except for this bottom bit.
I'm also interested in the top of this because the top, it looks. I can't tell if that's glass or whether that's going to be like, metal. I don't know. I can't tell. But it still looks quite interesting.
Yeah.
They've only kind of just started to release information on that. So that's kind of the newest thing I could find.
Can you remember
It,
that
won't,
one?
it won't be. It won't be mental because Matt Cully's obviously involved with
Yeah.
it, and so it won't be like really mental. There'll be some logic behind it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's mainly for mouth to lung as well, which is obviously really popular at the minute. I'm sure it'll be pretty good.
Richard, can you remember that one that for some reason I've got it in my head that it was called the Fish, and it used to have like these like rotors in the middle, and every time you took a drag, it went zoom.
Oh yeah, want it the Madfish
The Mad
or
Fish,
something like that?
I thought, I wonder if it's out like that where you say it's got gears in it.
No,
Was that like when was it Wismec that bought out the coils with a little rotor in them, little rotor sub-ohm tank?
yeah, a few people have done it, haven't they? There was one that literally sounded like a kazoo, wasn't there?
It did, yeah. That I think that was the Mad Fish.
Oh god, yeah. They'll know in chat. Someone will say in chat.
Zoom. It used to make that noise.
Yeah, that didn't really work. In fact, that kind of made it a thinner vape, didn't it? Because it kind of helped disperse the vapor.
Yeah.
So you kind of got a wispy vape rather than a proper vape.
Right, so move on. Vaporesso, I've got two from Vaporesso. The Extra. Looks like another pod kit, 900 milliamp hour battery. You can also get 6,000 masks, apparently, when you add one pack of free masks to your shopping cart. So if anyone needs any masks, I'm sure they're made out of bloody tissue paper.
Well,
but...
Vaporesso sent me out some masks.
Did they really?
Honestly, at the bottom of me actual box, what they sent me with the stuff in, there were masks in it.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, UL offered to send me a box of 200. So what am I going to do with that?
I can't go out my house.
And knowing you well, the delivery man will turn up and want 50 quid cash in hand.
I forget what they're saying about the cotton on this one. They're saying Vaporesso is saying about the cotton on this one and something else. And I know. Do you guys notice much different between all these different bloody cottons they come out with? This seagrass and this bamboo and
No.
I don't get any different.
No, I don't know what they're trying to get at. I don't know if it's a cost-saving thing, not using cotton or what. But this looks like quite a nice little tidy pod kit. Really, it's not super slender. If you want super slender tiny, I was really impressed with the next one, which is the Osmol or the Osmol.
Yeah.
Really cheap, does the job quite nicely. 1.2 ohm coil in it, non-replaceable coil, which is a bit of a shame. But for someone trying to get into vaping. I was impressed with the price of it. I thought that's cheaper than a pack of fags.
The bit that I was a bit cheesed though, obviously I've got it sent out for review. It's coming up this week, but they've only sent one pod.
Yeah. Now I am. I don't know if did you get the sample packaging as well, or they said it's sample but box. Now I mean I don't know if they're doing that to save money or whether it could do 2 pods definitely.
Yeah.
So you two have had yours?
Yeah.
I haven't received mine yet.
Yeah, I got mine last week.
Yeah, I've had mine. Wow.
But it's very light as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to it really. It's very cheaply made, isn't it? It's very cheaply made. It's only got a little battery in. I think it's 350 milliamp hour. I think. But I for a little starter device, I think it's pretty decent, really.
Yeah, it's a lobbing car or take off at road to pub or something like that.
Yeah, and if you're on a budget, then it's cheaper than buying a pack of fags a day.
I want to know who's buying all these.
Yeah,
they keep bringing them out, don't they? So
I know that's what I don't get.
Yeah.
There must be a part of the world that are lapping these up.
probably Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heat not burns big in Russia.
Just let us know in chat if you think there is any difference when you've tried these tea cottons or when you've tried bamboo cotton or all like that. Let us know in chat what you think, if you think it makes any difference. Hello, Tony, as well, mate. I did try to wave at you, but the screen's not on.
What I don't get is if it was making such a difference and it was better, then why aren't we seeing packs of cotton, like your cotton gods? Why aren't we seeing packs of that having seagrass, this and that, and bamboo fibres? And why aren't they doing it in that? Is it a processing issue, or is it just that they're trying to save money, use this other stuff, and then claim it's better? I don't know.
Ain't got a clue. The only one that you really get difference is like the hemp ones, don't you?
Yeah. Matt Chandler said, what about Tampax cotton?
Yeah. The only trouble is it makes a horrible smell when you get the string.
Yeah, but that's handy for pulling it through the coil. What's the trouble?
Yeah, with the first laces. I suppose it'd be really good for mesh.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Pack that cotton
Right,
out.
the last one I need your help with, actually. The only information I could find on it was from the Easy Click website. I'm not very clued up with Steam Crave devices, and when you search Steam Crave Aroma Ruberizer, you get all sorts, and the Plus, and then there's like the Supreme. I don't know, but I found this anyway. It seems to be like it's new.
It is, yeah.
So there's quite a bit of information. It does come with two. You can get different decks for it. So you've got a postless deck and a mesh deck as well. I think it's 8mm, or there's a 16mm expansion chamber, which is obviously monstrous. I'm not sure. I think there's two different sets they're selling, like a standard and then a premium. And I gather the premium will come with the other style decks.
It's I should be having one coming out. I don't know if you're getting one, Richard.
No.
Yeah, I should be getting one coming out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I love their stuff. Always really well made.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing I saw was what I saw at Expo in October was the Hadron Squonk bottle attachment, which is what was it? Something crazy. It was like a 25mm capacity. It just basically plonks onto the back of the Hadron. It looks amazing. Well, it looks pretty awkward, to be honest. But
yeah, that's pretty clever.
What they were saying about that is they tried so many times to get it right, and it just wouldn't work, and then they've finally nailed it.
Yeah, well, I suppose it does look when they showed me the prototype at Expo, and it did look a bit odd, kind of plugged onto the back of the Hadron, but I suppose it's one way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't sure about this one, but I mean, it's just another big monster from Steam Crave. But it's nice to see slowly there are a few bits popping up, but not quite as frequent as we've seen before. Kind of before Christmas, really. It was probably last kind of October, November when we were seeing. I think that was the kind of the pod mod period, wasn't it? So
yeah.
To be honest with you, nobody's really. I think Vapor SO's been the only one that's really sort of like pushed on, hasn't they?
Yeah, and they seem to be pushing on with reviewers as well, haven't they? They a lot of people have had their stuff. So
that's because they're on a campus facility, isn't it? So they're part of a much bigger electronics firm. So they had campus employees that live and work on the same campus.
Oh, right.
So those people were unaffected by lockdowns and quarantines and things like that. So they were able to mobilize 25% of their workforce straight away.
Yeah, they're owned by Smotor, can't they?
That's right.
Their own film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised when they contacted me because I thought, well, I mean, Vapresso is a pretty respectable, name. And so why are you contacting me for? So, yeah, there's some Vapresso pod mods now and all sorts, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've seen so far. I don't know if anyone in chat has seen anything else. We can maybe pull it up, or if you guys have heard anything or had any contact with anyone. But they're the main things I've seen this week.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I think Richard would say the same. I don't think there's that much coming out at all anywhere because of what's going off. I've had dribs and drabs of stuff. I've had hardly any emails as well. Have you had many emails?
Not many at all, really.
And normally I'm inundated with pod systems. You're constantly getting somebody emailing you about a pod system. I haven't even had that.
Well, the worst thing is obviously Apparently, China's getting over things now, but then they ain't going to be able to ship it out easily, are they? With everyone else in the world struggling with it, so
no.
That's
Vapor SO seems to have been able to get it out all right, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
but mine comes from Europe, though.
Mine's come from Hong Kong. Well, it says Hong Kong, and it said also. I'm thinking because they've sent them from like different places. One were an actual trainer company who says that he made trainers. Then another one were a different company. We're like, what?
Yeah, they try and use as many different as possible, don't they? But I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's regs.
Is it?
Mm.
Well, let's move on to the other section, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a bumper for this one. I think, what have I done? Called it Goddamn Deal. Let's put the bumper on. Let's go to the deals, people.
It's a goddamn deal, Salford.
I can't see the link, so I don't know when it's going to come up.
There you go, mate.
Right, I'll just share the screen. And there we go. Can everybody see that all right?
It's coming up now, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not a lot about in the way of deals because everybody's selling out of everything pretty quick because there's nothing new coming in. But we start off with Washington Vapes, and we got the Smock AL80 box mod in there at $12.99. I'm not a Smock lover, but it's mainly Smock.
Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the Super Bat from Vaptio.
Oh, with the style. It's also a bit of like a swag and a Pico kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
I know they can't see me on screen, but it does. It looks a little bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but $12.99. It's not a bad price, is it? I wouldn't have
99 single 8650.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of choices of colours. I don't think they've got many left. The black and gold and the black and red. And so we move on to the next one, which again is Washington Vapes, and it's a fetch, and it's down to $12.99 for the brown one, and I think they've got a couple of other colours as well. They're at 20 quid.
I quite fancy one of them.
And the green.
A brown one though.
No, not a brown one.
The
Not a brown
brown.
one.
brown one's $12.99, but they want 20 quid for the others.
But is that stock?
Oh, it's gone out of stock. Yeah, I got these yesterday as well. So that's gone. Let's just check the others. 3 left.
That's had quite good reviews, hasn't it?
9 left.
Yeah.
It's quite people.
Yeah, well, he uses the same coils as the other bloody Smock thing. Nord, doesn't it? Doesn't it use the same coils as the Nord?
I'm not quite sure. I've not
I
reviewed
think
it.
it does. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I think it does, yeah.
An old one, the Smock T Priv mod. They've got just the mod itself for $12.99, but they've also got the kit for $29.99, the special edition one. As you can see, I'm struggling because I've got a lot of Smock gear in there.
I'll tell you what, though, that again, you're talking about Vaptio stuff as well. That reminds me of the Super Cape. Was it the Super Cape that they did?
I've got the Super Cape. Yeah, classic that is. Yeah.
This is the reason why I've moved everything around, so I can actually say, look, it looks a little bit like this, because everybody else can do it. I'll put it somewhere. It does. It looks a little bit like it.
And no one can see you, of course, on the screen.
No.
Next up is the Nexus, the Vapor SO Nexus. Yeah. I bought some of these for a giveaway and what have you. I had them originally, the purple one, and my daughter said, like, I like that, so it disappeared very quick. But I bought a couple of others from here, and it should have been the ruby red, and they come out as the orange ones. But at 6 quid, and you can still get the coils. That's not a bad deal at all. And we move on.
Again, that looks a little bit. Who did the one?
The one.
I can't remember.
Can't remember. I mean, the Nexus has been out about 14, 15 months, I think. Right, so we'll move on, and we're on eSig 1, and we've got the Rebirth RDA Mike Vapes, an L Vape there, and it's $7.99.
They had the RTA. Yeah, they had the RTA up for sale quite cheap recently as well, for less than a 10, I think.
$14.99, I think they've got them on there for.
It's good, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not bad, is it? If you want to drip out, them sort of prices. We'll move on to the next one, and we have the Vape Club, and we've got the Geek Vape Loop V1.5. Now, I like the Loop, the original one. I've not had the 1.5, and I don't see any difference in it.
Can you pull up the deck?
I can't see any difference at that.
Oh, okay.
I can't see any difference between that and the original one.
$11.99 though. That's a
$11.99. Yeah, and the Loop by Mark Solon. He really liked that as well when he reviewed it, as you probably know. So we move on to the next one. You don't watch his reviews.
No.
So again, we've got the Geek Vape Creed RTA, and that's going at $14.99, which I don't think is bad actually. I mean, Gaz will probably there's a deck with a lot.
It's a bit of a monster, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a bit of a monster, yeah. But
What mill is it?
25.
And what does it hold?
2 mil.
Hold on. Black is out of stock. They've only got stainless steel. Left balance it on my blue and gold. So they're being snapped up pretty quick from when I seen them yesterday. So that's not bad. Let's move on to the next one. Right, we've got the Asmodeus One ignition pod system from Flawless
I like the look of that, me.
at $6.99. But the thing is, they've got the pods on. They've got the pods on as well on site. I think the $2.99 or something per 2 pods in this.
That does look like a car key.
It does look a bit like a fob, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking hand grenade.
That's got to be deliberate, though, hasn't it? Calling
the
it
name.
Ignition, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Either that or they really like R. Kelly.
So
Should really
500
said
milliamp
that.
hour battery. That's pretty decent battery size for what it is.
For what it is, yeah. And it's not a bad price either, is it? So we'll move on to the last one. Thank God everybody's saying, which is another pod system, and it's the Inican DB pod vape kit.
I didn't like that one.
At $7.99. They also have the pods on for this, but these pods are sold single and I think they're $1.99 each. So
Did you not like it, Richard?
No, it was kind of just a bit of a. They brought out 3 pod systems at the same time, Anakin, and this was kind of the nicest looking, but the worst vaping. It was a real.
Oh, it was the first performer.
Yeah, I think it was something about it was really flimsy, and the pods were really like. It might have just been I don't know, but the pods were really slack inside the
Has it
actual
got
device.
A little display on it as well. It looks like it shows a little wattage on it or something.
Yeah, you've got set wattage ranges, like very old school Anakin. So it was like 10, 11, 13, 15 type thing.
And that's it for the baggies today, guys. That's all I could find. And that was most of yesterday. I spent the time as well. So there we go. We'll go back.
Mate, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that, buddy. I do appreciate it. Well, look, there's not that many bargains out there because there's nobody making anything and everything's getting sold out as well. But if you want to spend a little bit of money, you've got something to look at. Well, we have got a special guest on, people. You all must know him. He has been around the block a while, haven't you, bro?
Yeah.
I first ever met him. Obviously, I've been watching him for a while. The first time I ever met him was my first expo. And like a lot of people will find that if you ever go up to Richard and he will spend time with you and talk to you, he was really, really nice to me. He knew my brother more than me because he actually pulled my brother up and said, "Oh, I like your reviews and the show and stuff." But it was nice to talk to you. And ever since then, we've always been friends. If we catch each other, always come and say hello. So again, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
No worries.
I've got a little tiny bit of a quiz. Just 3 questions for you here, brother.
All right.
And then we'll get on to how you started. What date did you start your YouTube channel?
Oh my God, I've no idea. I can find out.
No, don't cheat.
Oh, I'm not allowed to cheat.
Not allowed
I don't
to
even
cheat.
know what. I don't even know what year. I don't even know what year I started. I don't even know my kids' birthdays.
No, I've had that. It's June the 30th, 2014.
Oosh. 6 years.
How many videos have you uploaded?
I know that it does say, doesn't it, when you're on that dashboard? It does say, doesn't it? Is it about 700, 600?
863.
Oof.
Crikey.
Blimey.
And here's one
Some
for you.
absolute
How
stinkers
many
in there.
views have you had on all your videos?
I don't know. A couple of
Lifetime.
million. Couple of million.
Couple of million, do you think?
3. All right. Okay. 3.5 million.
No. 5 million.
Whoa.
5,714,455 views.
Wow, it's mad when you think about it, isn't it?
That's massive. 5 million.
5 million. And you can go check these figures out on
That's cool.
whatever it's called. Mate, that is a massive amount of views on your videos, which the content is very, very good. Can you tell me, how did you first start on this? How did you get into the vape reviewing?
Yeah, so it was a bit weird in a way. I don't know. So basically, before I did vape reviews, I had a gaming YouTube channel, and it was purely FIFA, the game FIFA.
Yep.
And it was a surprise, FIFA Vic was the name. So it wasn't too original the second time around. But I finished that. That got really, really serious. Got to about 10,000 subscribers, and I had like sponsors and things like that, and it got really serious really fast. And it just got too hard, and it got to a point I literally couldn't pick up the control pad. I just couldn't play FIFA anymore. It like really ruined what was like my favorite game.
Yep.
And so I stopped that, and then about 2-3 months after stopping that, I got into vaping, and I think after 3 or 4 months of really getting into vaping, it was already in the back of my mind because I was sort of missing YouTube, just not missing FIFA. The back and forth of it, the making of the videos, I'd already learned how to do that and all that sort of stuff. And it was playing on my mind for quite a while. And then for quite a long time, I thought, I'm not in a position to do videos yet. I don't know enough about vaping to put myself out there yet. I know some people just started like at the exact same time that they started, like the other Vic Mullin.
Yeah.
He literally vaped for the first time on camera, didn't he? And he took it on from that point. And about the exact, I had no idea about his existence at that time, but about that exact time, I was thinking the complete opposite. I can't go on camera because I don't know enough yet. When I do go on, I want to know more. I want to be able to help people. So it was on my mind for quite a while before I did start. I don't know I've been vaping about 9, 10 months, 11 months, something like that when I actually started. I just thought, I'll just do some juice reviews just to see how it goes. But it went all right.
Yeah, I think you just short 17,000, aren't you now?
I don't know.
You don't really look at how many subs.
No, I'm not really in numbers because it gets you. I obviously in the early days I was a bit, but I find it gets you down a bit. If you start worrying about the numbers too much, because I think it's from that experience of the previous channel which I had to quit, physically, literally had to quit. I think that was sort of that learning curve of not worry too much about the numbers and the importance of it, and just keep enjoying the actual thing that you're videoing about,
That's the important thing. It's remembering, what am I actually doing this for? Because it can become about those numbers, but that's not why none of us are doing it for, really. We all want our videos to be seen, but that's not what we're doing it for.
Yeah, like anyone with more subscribers than you will tell you it hasn't changed anything. So I don't know, if you talk to a vape YouTuber with 30,000 subscribers, his life is no different to yours at all. Like, he still has to test the next thing. He has to bat away those emails from China. He has to answer stupid comments. Nothing changes when you go to 30. Nothing changes when you go to 60. Nothing changes. If you just enjoy it, because it's nothing from this point on. Once you get to the point of you getting the things you want to get, you've got the setup you want, nothing changes from that side of things, so you just got to, especially these days with no ads and all that sort of stuff.
So how do you keep motivated then? Because you see a lot of, especially guys like yourself who've been doing it a long time, they either take extended breaks or they just give up. How do you keep going? What's your thing?
I think I was really close to quitting about maybe a year ago, but just over a year ago, and I completely changed my whole routine to it all. I scaled down to like 2 videos a week. I didn't accept any products for review. If anything came in for review, I would assess it and see if I thought it was worthy of a video. So it's when you accept something for review, it's kind of, you have to do it, don't you? Because you've agreed to do it. So, but everyone knows my address and they kind of know the deal. If they don't ask, or if they do ask, I'll say no. So if they send it, there's a chance they'll get a video. And so I no longer really have a queue. I have some things I can make a video about if I want. So I've got no queue, which is less stressful. I've got only a couple of videos and a live show a week. That's less stressful. And I kind of just do my own thing now, really. And so changing to that has helped me keep going, to be honest.
So that it's kind of like that conscience side of it that would probably stress you out in the past, of, like you say, about the queue, having this to do, having that to do next. That's gone now. So once that's out of the way, you stick into what you're doing it for in the first place. Yeah, that's brilliant.
It literally got to a point. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but it got to a point where a parcel would come, and I didn't even want to open it. it was like someone handing you homework, you know,
Yeah.
like here's a pile of papers to do, you know. It was like school type thing. And that's the real joy, is opening something new and trying something new, isn't it? You know, and so when it got to that point, I realised I had to change something.
My brother was like that. You see, he'd be like, "I've got this in, I've got this queue," and he would put in. He always put his 3 videos out, and he did his live show. And the way his job was is that he would sort of like getting home at 5:30 after doing a 12-hour show, and he would going straight upstairs, recording the video. Or he'd do his up close, he'd then record the video, and then he did the show. And when we first started last of the Summer Vapes, or when I first went on it, we started at 6 o'clock and did 2 hours till 8. So we were getting home, rushing and all that. I think that put a hell of a lot of stress on me, brother. Because you want to get through that queue that you've got. And also, you know yourself, you're getting them emails, when's this review coming out, and it does take away that bit of when you do open a box up, you think, oh, something new's come. When you open a box up, it does. You think, "Oh shit, I've got to do that." And me personally, I made a conscious decision. I'll review it when I want to review it. You've sent it. I've never said there's going to be a time scale. If you ask me a time scale, I'll tell you. But
I remember about 5 years ago watching Twisted 420, and it was kind of just one of his really random videos. And he said on the video, "Oh, this came in, but I'm not reviewing that." And I remember at the time, just as a sort of vapor, just viewing, I was like, someone's bothered to send you this thing and you're not even going to bother to do a video for it. How big time, lazy, arrogant are you? And I remember completely thinking that. But then when you're actually in those shoes, you realise it's physically impossible for him to do them all. It's physically, literally, if he did one every day, he wouldn't be able to do them all. And you realise sort of where he was coming from. You know, he was very nonchalant about it, but it's true. It's these people just send you things, you have no control, and you can't do them all. You literally can't do them all.
Well, we start this as an hobby, don't we?
Mm.
And then I mean, I'm not like that. I'd get very little in, but if it gets like that, it becomes an extra job, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really did start to feel like a second job a lot. Yeah. The other thing that's kept me going, actually, I've mentioned this a few times before, but the actual video side of things, you know, trying a new lens, trying a new camera, trying a new editing software, messing around with your microphone, audio editing, little thing like turning the actual video making process into a hobby. I think it's easier to get a bit stuck and bored of it if you're not enjoying, because half of the job is the video. You know, half of the job is getting the video right, and half of the job is getting the product right. And so actually embracing that, for a while kind of resisted that, but embracing that has helped really. Sort of video making is part of the hobby now.
Well, because quite recently you did a bit of a vlog, didn't you, where you kind of show people around, you're out and about, and I quite enjoyed that. Was that kind of thing, just mixing up, doing a bit more video?
Yeah, Vape Day. Yeah, I got a little microphone that plugs into your smartphone, and I just thought, oh, I'll get this, and I'll just try doing it. Because of my work schedule, I often get a free day from actual doing work, and I usually cram a lot of vape stuff into that free day. So they're going to be a regular thing on the channel now, Vape Days. And it's going to be just a vlog of my vapiest day of the week, really, where I get a couple of videos recorded.
My vapiest day of the week.
Yeah, because I literally, because of kids and all that sort of stuff and work, I often have to do 2 videos in one day, and a lot of other stuff, a lot of photos, a lot of messing around, a lot of planning for the new home show. So I thought I'd try it as a vlog. It seems to have gone down quite well, so I'm going to keep doing that, I think.
You talked about what Flatcaps were talking about. You did do a video a number of years back, which was, I think it were Reviewers 101 or something like that. And I think you went through all the bits and bobs of what you think reviewers should do and what they should do. And on that one, you actually said, don't worry about what your subscriber account is. I don't even look at it. And if you start, exactly what you said. And I think if you haven't checked that out, any reviewers are out there, go check his 101 out of reviewers.
Was it the 5 mistakes vape reviewers make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. A couple of years back, wasn't it?
Fun. Yeah, that was a bit of fun. I did a set of those. I did 5 mistakes vape shops make. Yeah. 5 mistakes vapors make, and then I thought I'd better point pull the finger back at myself. The 5 mistakes vape reviewers make, and I think I made 3 of the 6.
Yeah, I'll probably tick every box as well. I better watch that.
But those were really fun. I didn't really. It was the same time everyone else was doing top 5 tanks of the year, top 5 RDAs of the year, which are really popular and they're a really good thing to do because it saves people a lot of time. And I get it, but I just thought I'll do it. Just put a twist on it and just do some other top 5s.
Question in chat for you guys. How long did it take you to edit the last review? Must have took ages. That's from Stuart.
Genuinely, I recorded it last night. I started at about 7:15, and I was so excited about it. I think I uploaded it at about 10 to 10. So it literally took me about probably 2 hours to edit and record and stick up. I mean, it's a juice review, so it's only a couple of minutes long, but I just had to record it twice, which is interesting. If you watch both actual separate reviews on their own, it's really, it's really weird. It actually didn't take that long. Surprising.
Like you both said there, I think that's the fun is the editing bit of it is coming up with new ideas of trying to think of something different and what not other reviewers are doing. I think you're trying to obviously up and closey tables and stuff like that. You try and mix things up a little bit.
Well, you get stale, can't it? You get really stale doing the same way, day in, day out. And
I really fell into that trap for years and years. I literally, for years and years, I thought the whole point of this was to copy Todd and Nick Grim Green. Literally, I thought that's what they're doing. That's what people want. That's how you do it. And it's only through over time that you realise that's not what people want. People want you to do your own thing.
I'll apologise now then.
No, but you also need that. You also need that diversity. That there's so many different styles and ways that these reviews are being put across now. Because and everyone likes different styles of reviews anyway. So we put everyone's.
You can't go too far. You can't go too far a different way. Like I think that's another mistake people make as well, where it gets to a point where you're not even properly actually showing the thing that you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
If you're just doing like a 4-minute FaceTime, you don't show any pics, you don't show any down low shots. You are doing a bit of a disservice there, but you've got to mix it up. You've got to mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got to mix it up.
I've seen what Matt said.
Salford is a reviewer. Who knew?
Harsh.
So we've obviously got to talk about the first incarnation of the show was the Ideal Home show, wasn't it?
Ah, yes.
Obviously, we had John on last week, which was a big old giggle. I'm loving his TikTok stuff. He's got me hooked on TikTok, if I'm honest with you.
We can tell.
Stuff on there. I've actually made him go live on it properly because he were actually just sending them to his friends, but now he's live. He's hitting it proper, John. So, talk a little bit about how it came about with the Ideal Home show, the first incarnation of it. Is that right, Carnation?
Yeah. So originally, it was
milk.
set up. Originally, it was set up by the Plumes of Hazard. Like they were like the OG live vape show, really. There's Plumes of Hazard, and there was another guy, a really obnoxious guy in America that did one. I can't remember who that was. But they were like the 2 original live shows, and they always wanted there to be a UK version, and so it was them that sort of came with the idea, and they approached Vaping Biker, and I think they knew Craig as well from the show, and so between that they sort of put them together, added 2 more, and they created the show. And it was kind of meant to be just a UK clone of Plumes of Hazard, really. And it started really with a bang, had really good push. Loads of people like promoted it and shared it when it was starting, and it had a big ramp up, and it did really well. About 20 shows in, Biker didn't want to do it anymore. It kind of was clashing with all his stuff, and he, falling out with a few of them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And around the same time he quit, it was Vape Fest. And I spent a lot of the weekend with those guys, with the show guys. So I think after that weekend, they sort of thought that I'd be the obvious replacement, really, a reviewer out, a reviewer in kind of thing. So I kind of took on from Dean, and did maybe 150, 160 shows of that. And then we changed it to the New Home Show. Recently, we moved it to my channel, called it a New Home Show, just because we'd hit 200, we'd hit a bit of a point. It had kind of become incredibly self-indulgent as a program. We were literally just talking about each other's dinners. We were talking about beer. We're talking about supermarkets and the difference between Morrison's and Asda, and just like being old and stuff. And our core audience are really happy with that. They don't mind. They just want a few beers and a chat on a Thursday night. But we'd become incredibly like self-serving in that way, and so we thought a clean 200 shows, great time for a clean break. Move it onto my channel, go back to actually talking about vaping a bit more, and kind of give it a second life, really, with a new cast. We try and have a guest every week now. We have floating regulars, so it's always me and John plus a regular plus a guest is the idea, just to keep it fresh and keep it vapey. And yeah, that's where we're at.
I've just had his name in my head. Who I came on the second time with. He was absolutely brilliant. He was drunker than I was.
Brad,
I absolutely love him. He's so funny, that bloke.
Yeah, he used to make the sexiest mods ever. I'll get one.
It's going to take him a fortnight to get his earphones back in.
Can't hear you, sorry. Right, when Squonking was absolutely massive, he was doing the phobic mods, 3D printed in like shell, and he had different patterns of the thing, and they were really like dinky, like absolutely tiny, literally the size of an 18615 Swamp bottle. And then they had custom doors and stuff. That's the original idea.
Didn't people have to like queue to get, or like have to put orders in and wait ages?
Yeah. He did hundreds, but still had like a queue. He did different finishes, everything, and they were really, really good, really popular. He did those for ages. But
he sold them at Vape Fest as well, didn't he?
All sorts. I think he sold them at. I think he had a proper stand at Jam one time as well. In fact, yeah, he did. He had a stand at Jam as well. So it was phobic mods or phobia mods, and they were really big and they did really good. He's not making mods right now, but that's how we got to know him, through the mod making. Yeah, he's top bloke.
Yeah, good giggling. He likes to tipple like me.
Yeah.
I was so happy when we went to the show. I said, God, he's drunker than I am. No, he's a really nice bloke.
It's always a nice feeling when you're steaming, but you still notice someone else more drunk than you.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
I'd been out and had a game of snooker, and I thought, well, I've had a couple. It doesn't matter because the show's alright. Because John likes to drink, and you're all right. But yeah, no, you're a right good old giggle. I do like that show, and it is a little bit different than the Ideal Home Show as well. I think it's a nice format. You and John do bounce off each other really well, don't you?
Yeah, we get on really well. You talk every day and all that sort of stuff. And well, he's mad, isn't he? He's mad, John. You haven't really got a choice. You just get dragged along with John no matter what. Yeah,
I do like him. He's a good giggle. So where do you see it going further forward? Have you got loads of plans for it, or are you just going to keep it rolling?
Me with my channel. I don't know.
The show and your channel.
I don't know. I'm a bit worried about the current climate and all that sort of thing. I think if not just for me, well, really not for me at all, but in general, I am worried about the vape reviewing scene. I think it's at a bit of a crossroads, and this couldn't have come at a worse time, you know. The danger is that not enough products come quick enough, and the products aren't interesting enough, and people start to switch off. And even when we're through all this corona stuff, everything's back in production, it's whether those people will come back, you know, whether they'll just fall out of the habit of needing vape reviews. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about that. The other sort of fork in the road, crossroad, is kind of people seem more up for the drama than the actual review. If you make a non-vape related video on a vape channel, you get more views than a vape video on a vape channel, and that's everyone, you know. Yeah. So I think some guys have really, like, YouTube's become the hobby, not vaping. with some of it, you know.
I could not agree more with you, mate. Obviously, you know the stance where I say we spoke on your channel about it.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, we stay totally away from it. What my thoughts are privately are down to me, but live stuff, I just don't get into it. I don't like it. We're here to stop people from being on them stinkies, and we're here to show devices that are there to stop people from being on them stinkers. And I think people are forgetting that's what we're here for. I'm not an EastEnders. What do you think, Flat Cat?
I don't really. Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm really not interested in that, so I just keep, prattling around and doing videos, and then occasionally flirting with Richard on Facebook for the past 6 months.
do you think people, again, this is to Salford, do you think people are actually turning off of the drama and thinking, what the friggin' hell am I watching here? Why I'm wanting vaping? Do you think people are getting fed up of it, or do you think people are I'm thinking of, is it reveling in it?
I don't know. I think there's some people that are very invested in their favourite reviewers, and they're more than just a following. They do become, really close, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the reviewers who have that strong following, like you guys that have been going like a hell of a lot longer than me, you build that following, so you kind of get that support from people, and sometimes it can go too far, and that's where I think some reviewers have a bit of responsibility to. Be a bit more responsible perhaps and kind of lead their following rather than be led by. But that's, I'm not, I haven't been in that position, so I don't know how I would be. But yeah, it's a shame that it happens.
It goes far too far when it starts to affect somebody's mental health. And that, I me, I don't do drama. I don't believe in drama. If anybody's got anything to say it face to face, either in my face or on here. There's just no need for it. There's no need to bring that to your channel for other people to jump on and put their pennies within. There's just no need for it at all. And not when it affects people's mental health.
And it gets uncomfortable between all reviewers. I could send a message to Richard, and he might have to think to himself, have his guard up. I'm like, why is he messaging me? Is he doing it because of this? And I'm probably just being genuine, just messaging him for whatever reason. But it causes all sorts of little problems as well. People don't know who to trust. People don't know who's being legit and who's trying to play little games. It's just silly. I haven't got time for that. We've all got jobs. We've all got families. We're here to vape and do live shows and try and show people a thing or two.
It goes back to why you started your channel in the first place, doesn't it? As Richard said, as you said, as Aidan said, it goes back. If you lose the sight of what you're doing your reviews for, you may as well give up. If it's just drama, you may as well give up.
Yeah,
you just no need for it. And people love drama, though, don't they?
Yeah,
they just love drama.
It's kind of, I mean, and they get a huge response from it, don't you? So. It's a bit chicken and egg, isn't it? Like, people want it, and they get it.
Yeah, but that's what I was interested in. Oh, sorry.
I've always gone, and a rule in my life, as long as you have it in your life where somebody's fell out with somebody and they're not talking to them, I've always run that if you've never done anything wrong to me, but obviously you're not a mass murderer or anything like that, then I've got no problem with you. And I've got some friends who are friends with, say, Richard or Salford, and they might not be friends with them. Well, Richard hasn't done anything wrong to me, and Salford's done nothing wrong to me, so I can still be friends with you. It's not like you're in a playground. I'm a grown adult, and I can be friends with whoever I want to be. I get on with there's not many people I don't get on with in the vaping community, and I always say hello.
I've tried bridging that gap, but it does get tricky though, because some people get the backup that you're talking to them, and like I think people start thinking it's all. But I'll talk to anyone. I'm not asked. Even mass murderers.
Be like that though, should they? We've all got our own freedom. We've all, to speak to whoever we want to. If people are getting a shitty on with you because you're talking to such a person, just don't speak to me.
Mm.
You can't have it both ways, can you? You can't be forced upon to make choices, and you shouldn't be forced upon to make choices.
No, that's when it gets really sort of clicky and sort of bit gangy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other point that you made, which before we just wrap the show up, the other point that you made, which were absolutely fantastic, was the point. There's no. I think we've felt this for about a year and a half. There's nothing brand new really coming out. I think the last thing you could really look at is maybe the top side. I mean, I know there's a couple of other little bits and bobs, but we haven't really had anything. What we were talking about years ago of look, this has come out, brand new deck. This is different. That's different. I think it's a little drying up on the innovation sort of side of things.
Yeah, that's what I don't get about all these pods, like those ones we showed before. It's like if you're on a street and there were 5 fish and chip shops in a row, you wouldn't think you need a 6th one there. Come on, let's start a fish and chip shop. Surely there's enough pod systems now. Every company has done a pod, you know. I just worry it's getting too far down that road now. Too far down this pod road, AIO road. I worry that it almost seems like the rebuildable scene is quite niche now. And that's usually where the excitement comes, you know, for a hobbyist vapor. So, yeah, that's a bit weird.
Just one last point as well. Do you think now that, obviously this is going off the coronavirus, do you think this is the time that people who can't build or are a little bit scared about building, is it the time now for them to start thinking, I tell you what, I'm going to go and get myself a little bit of wire, I'm going to get myself a kit, I'm going to get myself a simple, maybe single coil RDA or something simple to build on and start building yourself?
Yes and no. So not because of Corona. I don't believe this whole panic thing with Corona. If you actually look around, you'll find plenty of coil heads for what you need. There'll be the odd exception where, for whatever reason, there's a worldwide shortage of a coil head. But if people really don't want to do it, don't feel like because of Corona you have to suddenly get into rebuilding. But on the other side of that, when the time is right, do, because it's a joy. It's an absolute joy in it. You know, I still haven't found a vape as good from a stock coil as a rebuildable. I love rebuilding my own stuff and all that. And I think when the time's right, you know, you'll do it. Do get into rebuilding because it's really, really good. But not because of Corona, I don't think.
I'd be quite interested to know if there's how many people in chat who don't build but are considering it because of everything that's going on. Because, you know, I know a lot of people have done, people do a review, they might show how to build on whatever the RDA is or whatever, but I wondered if people would be interested in like a live build tutorials with a couple of reviewers with different things and you all kind of talk about it and discuss it. I'm just interested to know, in chat, let us know. Let us know if build tutorials sound interesting to you or whether you're all on mechs.
When we basically do RDAs and RTAs and RDTAs, we're giving a build tutorial, aren't we? We tell them what we're using, we tell them what wires we're using, we show them how to wick it. So that's why some of us, I do it now and then, I put tutorial on as well in the description.
Yeah.
You know, because basically we are giving a tutorial on that item we're reviewing.
I wish more people did an actual. I mean, more people that when they bring out a product they've designed, I wish they did a showcase vid, but then a build video as well, so that you know exactly how it was intended to be built by the designer. I think that'd be a nice touch.
That should be on the box as well, shouldn't it? Watch the build tutorial here, you know, and a little. Yeah.
Do you know these introducing videos? They're fairly new, aren't they? I can't remember. Well, then let me roll that back. You know, reviewers. Obviously, when I first started, there wasn't that many reviewers making products, really.
No.
And then obviously they came to the reviewers for ideas.
What you trying to say, Aidan? What you trying to say?
So yeah, I remember when it came out. I never actually reviewed it, but when it came out. But when I first started, there wasn't that many. So this is a new thing, really, of actually reviewers coming out and doing these introducing videos.
Yeah, it is. It's a new thing, and I've having done one, it's really awkward. Like psychologically, it took me about 3 or 4 goes, because if you start raving about it, it looks like an horrific advert. But you can't slip into your natural reviewer thing with it either, because that kind of doesn't. Obviously, you can't start slagging off your own thing. So it's actually really cringy to actually make your own video for it. But it makes sense though.
Yeah, when does it actually come like an instructional video with this what you've made when it comes into review and selling it?
Yeah, that's why I did do a mouth to lung and a direct to lung build video for mine. Which is that was much easier. That was nicer to do than the actual showcase.
Would you do it again?
No, I don't think so. The plan was to do loads. The plan was to do loads. A saver, everything, a mod, a dripper, a V2, just to constantly keep doing them. 3C Vape, who made it, they turned into Mech Life.
Oh right.
These guys that did this one with Ambitions, they've done a few things. They did the Ratel pod thing. They became that, and they still wanted to continue after that. But if you do it properly, it's so much work. And it was kind of coming back to this issue about trying to get 4 videos out, having a review queue. I spent 2 hours on Skype with them guys about what was wrong with it, and that's when it was really getting work. Like, it was a really great experience, but I don't really have the time to do more really. I've got a few ideas as well, which is a bit frustrating. So I would like to do one, but I just don't have time. So I don't think there'll be any more.
I've asked this before of other reviewers who have bought bits out. It must still have been a pretty kind of rewarding experience, and something coming out that you've been a heavily part of.
It's amazing. It really is amazing, especially when someone like just randomly on Instagram will like direct message you or tweet you, or it's just to say they like it and stuff. That's amazing. And I still get messages every day now asking how to get one, because they're really hard to get now, which is really weird. Like,
so you haven't got a secret.
It sold like 2,000 were sold in Malaysia, and obviously they don't know who I am. They don't watch my videos or anything. They just liked the look of it, I guess.
They do in Thailand, but they don't in Malaysia.
Yeah. So the Malaysian scene, it's popular there, but obviously I don't know them. But that's cool as well.
I reviewed it, Richard. The only thing that for me was, because I've got dexterity problems and nerve damage, was the taking the top off without nailing. And but everything else was fine. It's easy to build. It's easy to wick, and it works. It does the job. I like it. I mean,
the top cap was an absolute nightmare. I've got some original ones here. These were like prototype ones. I've got 3 different prototype ones before we got to the final version. And we did this with the prototype. It had like real like squares.
Right, yeah.
And as we were really into that, K-Fun literally brought out a K-Fun with the exact same top. And we thought, better not then. Because obviously ours was still months away, so we'd have looked like copycat.
Like you nicked it.
Yeah. It's a pity that, because that is the only thing for me is getting a grip of that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, a tank. I mean, it's not so long ago I cleaned it up and put it back in its box, and now I've had to get it out today and build it.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well,
at least it's a 2-minute build.
Well, lads, it's come down to that end of the show. There is Benny Vape show, and we'll talk about Benny Vapes in a minute. But before we go, I'm going to put your bumper on, and I'll tell you when you're ready. We're going to have to get his lovely woman out. Salford's quote of the week.
She's dishy. She really is dishy.
So, Salford, give us your quote of the week.
Bad decisions make good stories.
That's quite apt, isn't it? What we're talking about.
That's good.
Go on, give it again, just in case I missed it.
Bad decisions make good stories.
I think that's a corking one. That's Salford's quote of the week, people. Salford, say your goodbyes, buddy.
Right, guys. Yeah. Big thank you for Richard coming on. He's a nice guy. I've been sub to him for a long, long time. Too long, really. Big thank you to Gaz, of course, and Aidan, my colleagues there that keep the show going. And a massive thank you to you guys in chat, because you are the guys. Without you, we don't have a show. And guys, just stay safe. Just stay safe.
Saturday, Salford.
What's happening Saturday? Oh, yeah, guys, don't forget, Saturday, 9 p.m. until 10 a.m. in the morning. there is a charity live show with some giveaways and some challenges and an auction for mental health, rethink, and man health over on True Vapors channel with the Vaping Misfits. Mental health awareness. I forgot all about that, and it's this Saturday.
That's what I'm here for, brother. That's what I'm here for.
Terrible. Guys,
Come on, Flat Cap.
Yeah. Oh, first of all, thanks, Richard. Thanks so much, mate. It's nice to finally meet you and share this screen. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries.
Thank you for that, mate. And to you, lovely gentlemen. Been nice to see you. I'm sorry about last week and probably the week
Not your
before
fault.
and Friday as well. I had a nightmare, but it's good. Thank you, everyone in chat. Appreciate all the comments and moderators in there. Nightbot's also done a very nice, polite job. So thank you, Nightbot. And everyone just take care of yourself and stay safe. Stay at home. That's me.
Richard.
Good point. That stay at home. Yeah, thank you for having me on, guys. I've watched it a few times and I really like it. It's really good format. I like this nice and snappy. You just crack on with it. Thanks for having me on. Cheers.
Big shout out to everybody in chat. You make the show. Thank you very much for following us. You're an absolute bunch of stars. Thank you very much to all the moderators out there. Thank you very much to Salford and the wonderful Flat Cap. Richard, thanks so much for coming on, buddy. I think the world of you, mate. You're an absolute star. Make sure you go and check out on a Thursday night from 9 o'clock the new Ohm show on Richard's channel, Vaping Vic or Vaping V1CK. Make sure you go out and check him. Corking show. Big love to everybody. Want to say stay safe, stay indoors. Don't go out if you don't have to. Just stay in. Listen to what they're saying to you, people. I know it's very, very hard, but make sure you look after yourselves. And we will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. We love you all. A good night.
Benny Vape.
I forgot to tell you. Go over to Benny Vape's channel. He's doing a build, not a build, he's doing a mixing video. Go over there and put hashtag Fireman Sam. So hashtag Fireman Sam. Get yourself over to Benny Vapes. Good night.
Bye.
This flaps.
Get you, nigga.